Yeah. So again, we started from the thinking. So thinking is a capacity of the mental process. It's a mental process. In the mental process, we are thinking the possible answers, and it's a mental process, and we cannot see. It's a we cannot directly visible, but it is happening for the every human being. Till then, everyone will come. Yeah. So, in the thinking is a complex process. It's a human ability. The human can think, human can make a reasoning, human can reflect. And in the thinking process, we are using our past experience and making a new solve the problems. In the thinking process, there is a sensation happening, perception happening, conceptualization is happening, imagination is happening, reasoning is happening, and then we are making the decision making. In the thinking, we are analyzing our information and then making the judgment, then or giving the conclusion. So it's a part of thinking. The thinking, the definition given by the Rose is saying that it's a mental activity, and in the mental activity, we are filtering or we are enforcing or we are pushing to our cognitive domain to make a decision. So there was a question, what it mean by cognitive domain and who has given the cognitive domain and what are the cognitive domain is there?
Sir, Benjamin S. Bloom.
Yeah, Bloom's taxonomy. In the Bloom taxonomy, there is a 6 domain.
No, sir, 3 domains: cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain.
So it's a another domain. I'm not asking, I'm only asking the cognitive domain. The cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain is a different domain.
Get it the point, sir.
That's
Knowledge
a
and
learning domain.
understanding.
So in the only cognitive domain, there is a 6 part, 6 things given. So the knowledge, understanding, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation that given by the Bloom and the Bloom taxonomy it has given. Then another one, affective domain given by another one, and psychomotor domain given
Krathwohl.
by
Krathwohl.
another. Okay. Then Valentine has saying, what Valentine is saying, that's a term thinking is a best used for the mental activity. Everyone is saying the mental activity. The thinking is a mental activity in which a stream of the thought is directed toward the specific goal or objective. We are moving, we are searching something, we are finding some things. For the finding, the mental process or mental activity is happening. Okay. What Garrett is saying, Garrett describes thinking as a behavior that often implicit and concealed where the sign and symbol are commonly used. So in the mind, there is many of the things in the store we are storing, we had stored, and from the store something given the input, and with the input the mental activity is happening. So mental activity is happening with the mind is searching the symbols, mind is searching some signs, and after that making a conclusion. So the Garrett is also saying about the sign and symbol. They are commonly used by the humans. So human has a only capacity of the thinking, the greater thinking. Other creatures also they are thinking, but that reasoning power they have not. The comparing power they have not. The human have the comparing power, reasoning power. Okay. Characteristics of the thinking. What is the characteristics of thinking? Thinking is a complex mental process that uniquely human. So it is a complex mental process the only human has. It typically arises in the response to a problem where how it is happening. So with the problem, with the difficulty, with the obstacle, with the crisis, with the class dissatisfaction and or the desire. If we are having the some dissatisfaction, some desire, some not fulfilling the desire, some crisis is there, some obstacle is there, some difficulty is there, some problem is there. So you will think. Like sometime if some teachers saying some things to you, and that is something, some pinch is there, some point pointed to you. Then you are thinking, why sir said, why madam said, and you are again for the solving the problem, you are thinking, is there any mistake happen? Is there any mistake happen? So with the mistake, you are going to clarify to the teacher, sir, madam, is there any mistake? So why it is mistake? So with that point, your mind is thinking, not moving the conclusion. So then for the clarification, you are reaching to the persons. So that's why it is happening. Thinking is happening with the problem, with the difficulty, with the obstacles, with the crisis, and with the dissatisfaction. What thinking is doing? Thinking serves as a purposeful activity aimed to fulfilling current and future needs. So that's need here, the fulfilling the crisis, obstacle, difficulties, problem. So for this fulfillment, thinking is happening. It involves cognitive actions such as analysis, synthesis, and both of which play a crucial role in decision making or problem solving. So for that, you are analyzing, you are synthesizing, you are evaluating. So it's a higher order part. There is a two part, lower order and higher order. So there is a two part. It's a lower order. Here I'm writing lower order, and here I'm writing the higher order. This is also, it's a higher order, HO. So here I'm thinking lower order thinking, LOT, lower order thinking, LOT, and higher order thinking, HOT. So what it mean by lower order thinking and what it mean by higher order thinking, and where I'm pointing? Say someone. What is a lower order thinking and what is a higher order thinking? LOT and HOT. Lot, hot. To whom will say lot, to whom will say hot. Oi, sleep. Everyone sleep. Jago, grahak, jago.
No, sir. Somewhere sir said, but I don't remember. Memory little less.
Maybe Hannah will say.
Sir, in Bloom's taxonomy, in cognitive domain also, lower part is low, I mean, that is lower of thinking, like remembering, understanding. Then going upward means it's a higher order of thinking. Like that? I don't know, sir.
Yeah, but you make lapet. You something do. Something do. Yeah, that's a good. So it's in the Bloom taxonomy. One day I was explaining in the classrooms. Lower order, recently I explained. So in the Bloom taxonomy, first three what? So the first three like knowledge, understanding, or remembering or understanding, and analysis.
Apply, sir. First apply, then analyzing,
Apply,
evaluating.
yes. Applying.
Okay, sir.
Applying. So knowledge, understanding, and applying. Then here, analyzing, or applies, synthesis, and evaluation. Analysis, synthesis, and evaluation is a part of higher order. It's a higher order, and knowledge, understanding, and application, these are the lower order. So the lower order is not a main part of the thinking. Here also thinking happening, but in the higher condition to solving the problems, these happening. Analysis, synthesis, and evaluation is happening. So there is a HOT and LOT. LOT, knowledge, understanding, and application. And in the HOT, there is a analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. And these all happening in the thinking. So thinking here is saying it's a cognitive actions. In the cognitive actions, we are analyzing, we are synthesizing, and with the both, we are solving the problem. So the characteristics of thinking. Now, thinking process, how thinking process is happening. So there is a 5 points. So first, oriented toward the goal. What is the goal? What is the question? Goal means question. First, understand the question. Goal or question. Then You are oriented, you understand the question, then you are making effort. You are making effort. You are recalling from your mind. You are recalling. There is many things in the mind. So you are recalling, and you are moving to the goal. You are recalling for the achieving your goal. Then it's making effort. First, you are making effort. Then you are recalling with your past experience. With your past experience, you are recalling. Then you are linking past experience with the your questions. With the past experience, you are making the questions. Then you are evaluating and you are making the solutions. That's a part. Like if there is a question is right about the memory. Write about the memory. So with the memory, it is came in the exam. So write about the memory. So what you will say? First, it's a your goal, writing goal. Then you will make effort. So where it was, where Santosh sir was explained, where the psychologist they explain, so that you are recalling. It means you are making effort. Then after making effort, you are recalling. And with the recall, it was explained by the Freddy sir, and it was explained by the Santosh sir also. Both persons have explained about the memory, and this is the things. Yeah, sure. So you linked. After linking, you are making the decision that this is the solution. So I should explain, I should speak, I should write the answer of the question. So there's a 5 point. Oriented about the goal, making effort, recalling, linking with the experience, and evaluating or making the solutions. So there's a 5 process of the thinking. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, types of thinking. So there's a 3 type of thinking. First, perceptual thinking, imaginative thinking, and conceptual thinking. Perceptual means you are perceiving some things. Only perceiving. Thinking only. Like every time you are thinking. Every time you are thinking that I should do. So that's a perceptual thinking. Then you are making imagination. I should construct one home in the sky. I should construct one home in the moon. So that's you are, and how I will do. So it's a imaginative thinking. Then conceptual thinking. So for that you are planning everything, that these things, and about these things you will prepare. That's a conceptual thinking. Conceptual means you are concluding everything, and you are constructing the first will be, second will be, third will be, fourth will be. First part will be this, second part will be this, third part will be this, and fourth part will be this. So that's a conceptual thing. Imaginative means you are making imagination with the some your previous memory. And perceptual memory, only you are perceiving, like a daily something for this we are thinking. So only it's a immediate memory, perceptual thinking. And you are imagining with the something. So that's a imaginative thinking. And you are making conclusion with the some parts. That's a conceptual thinking. Now, types of thinking, another types of thinking. What are the another types of thinking? So another types of thinking, like logical thinking, reflective thinking, directed thinking, non-directed thinking, convergent thinking, divergent thinking, and critical thinking. So logical thinking, if you are making a logic, with the logic, 2 things. Like there is a cloud. The cloud is a cause of the
Rain.
rain. You are making a logic. There is a rain happening and there is a cloud. So there is a cause. Okay. The reflective, yes. Reflective, yes. It is thinking about what? Knowledge, understanding, and application, or knowledge, skills, and attitude. What is the short form?
What, sir?
Knowledge, skill, attitude. What will be the short form?
Yes.
Yes. So that's you reflected. There is something happening, and with the happening, you are saying something. This is the things. So you are reflecting with the mind, and you are giving the conclusion. That's a reflective thinking. Directed thinking is it's a one process, and in the one process you are thinking. Like someone is said, who is the Prime Minister of India of the current year? Who is the Prime Minister of India the current year?
Narendra Modi.
It's a direct thinking. It's a direct thinking. Then indirect thinking. Okay, the person who is from the BJP, and he was the RSS background, and he was he was the resident of the Gujarat, and currently he is working on the some superior post. Who is? Hello.
Thinking, sir.
Same sir, Narendra Modi. Hello.
Yes.
हाँ sir, same Narendra Modi ji.
Same Narendra Modi.
Yeah.
Same Narendra Modi. So it's an indirect thinking. So you are connecting with something, and then you are thinking. The direct thinking, it's not another part. It's a directly you are thinking. Directly with your concept thinking. But there is a indirect, there is a many of the things we are linking with the things, and then you are thinking. So there's a direct and indirect thinking. Done. Convergent thinking, everyone know, and divergent thinking, everyone know. Can anyone give the example? Yeah, I would like to call to who will say? Samila. Yes, Samila will say. And Sonaregi will say about the divergent thinking. What it mean by these also I have explained convergent thinking and divergent thinking. What it mean by that? First, Samila about the convergent thinking and Sona about the divergent thinking. Don't waste the time, please. They are there or not? Or they are moving somewhere?
No, sir, we are here.
Huh?
We are here.
Okay, then say. If you are not able to recall, please, sir. Sorry, sir.
Forgetting process.
Huh? Okay, didn't recall. No problem. Anyone?
Cognitive process.
Yeah, you are trying something. Yeah, try. Okay. Anyone? Anna, Hasti, and Tara, Sasi. Anyone can say. Mean by convergent, mean by divergent.
Sir, should I?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah. Convergent thinking means there is only one direction of thinking. Means, let's example, if we ask a question, where is A situated in Karnataka? Then there is only one particular thinking that it's situated in Mysore itself. There is no other answer to that. And then coming to divergent thinking, it's like there are multiple. We can think in multiple aspects. Like in multi-directional, we can think. So, like let's take the example of this Aish only again. What do you mean? What Aish means to you? So there are so many multiple reasons that it is situated in Mysore. It is working for the differently abled individuals in the sector of speech and hearing. So there are so many different aspects where we can think of.
Good job. Good job. So convergent thinking means it will only directive thinking. So there is only one way to thinking, and it's a direct. Like if this is a way, only that like a roadway. On the road, in only single road you are thinking. But the divergent thinking, it's a saying about the different area. So this area also we can think, that area also we can think, this area we can also think. The 360-degree angle we can think, and we can think out of the box. Always think about the divergent thinking. The divergent thinking saying about the out of the box. All time. Only no O to B. What you know? O to B. If someone is saying what it mean by divergent thinking, so divergent thinking means O to B. All time. Only. What it mean by O to B? Out of the box. Double O B. Double O, out of the box, O to B. Only think. Divergent thinking. And convergent thinking means it's a directed, goal directed thinking. Goal directed thinking, it's a convergent thinking. And the beyond of the goal you are thinking, that's called a convergent thinking. Then critical thinking means, like you are opening and you are peeling the onion. You are peeling the onion. So what will happen? Or the cabbage. So in the cabbage, there is a many of the layer. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, layer. Every layer. You are opening the layers. So opening layers, and you are going to deeper and deeper. So deeper and deeper you are thinking. That's called a critical thinking. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So critical thinking is deeper and deeper. Divergent thinking is the O to B, out of the box. Convergent thinking is a goal-directed thinking. And non-directed thinking is also one of the divergent thinking. And directed thinking is also one of the convergent thinking. A reflective thinking is you can say, it's a basic level of the critical thinking. And logical thinking, you can make the logic. Yeah. Yes. So way and means of the thinking. So how we can think? How we can think? We can think on the basis of object. There is a one object. So with the object, you can think. With the object, you can think. This is objects. So about the object, how it is, when it is come. So that's a WH question. You are preparing the WH question, and on the basis of WH question, you are thinking. Then image. There is an image. Something image is there, like there is a statue or the cutouts. With the image and cutouts or the model, you are thinking, how nose it is, how ear it is, how it is formed. So many of the thinking or overthinking you are doing. Some concept is there. Some concept, like something is happening. AI, artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, you are thinking about the artificial intelligence. It's an intelligence, but artificial. How it is artificial? It is also thinking, but artificial how? So it's a concept. Artificial is a concept, and you are thinking there. So there's a conceptual way of thinking. Then there is a symbol and science. Who given the symbolic thinking?
Jeremy Bruner.
Yes, Jeremy Bruner. So there is a many of the symbols, many of the signs, like in the road and or in the hospital, they have make the sign. So how we can say that's the van of the van of the hospital? How we can say it's a hospital van? If there is a many of the van and there is a one van of the hospitals, there is a hospital van.
White in color with a red cross over it, and then siren. Red.
Red cross.
Hmm.
There is a red cross.
On white. Yeah, sir. Green, sir, green.
It's a green color. Van is like a green color. Okay. Any another characteristics? So you can perceive it's the van of the it's a hospital van.
Sir, van green, white color का van होता है sir, और
Okay.
cross.
You are understanding my question. There is a many of the van. VAN, van, vehicle, not vehicle, van only. So, four-wheeler vehicle. So, how you can say it's a hospital van?
Is there any their name they mentioned?
And there is no any name, but there is a something. No, not name, hospital name, not nothing is there, but some symbol is there.
Doctor symbol?
Okay, doctor symbol. Okay.
Ambulance?
Ambulance,
Sir is
yeah.
asking.
Ambulance.
Sir,
Light,
red
sir.
rose.
Red color light. Hello?
Ah,
Red
yes.
color light, sir.
Red color light.
Light zing zing.
On the jung.
Symbol.
Red
Symbol.
color plus sign.
Yeah. There is a plus symbol.
Cross symbol.
Plus, not cross, it's a plus.
Plus symbol, sir.
Plus symbol is there on the van. So that's
yes.
it's a symbol and sign. So with the symbol and sign, you can think, it's that. There is a language. With the language, you can think. Which type of language, what language is saying. So that on that basis, we also can think. Like there is there is a many theory of thinking. So thinking like a behaviorist theory, there's a Gestalt theory, then there's a developmental theory, cognitive theory, a basic model theory, information processing theory, and psychoanalytical theory. Now it's a turn to you all. So one by one, you will read. Hannah, first.
Third slide is behavioristic theory. According to behaviorists such as John R. Watson, Ivan Pavlov, Edward Thorndike, William Skinner, and philosopher John Locke, who proposed the idea of the mind as a tabula rasa or blank slate. Behavior is not innate but shaped by the environment. Just like other aspects of behavior, such as knowledge, understanding, skills, interests, and attitudes, reflective behavior and developed through consistent effort and interaction with one's surroundings.
Yeah. So these all are the behaviorist theorists. So in the behaviorist theory, what is there? So there is a John Watson. John Watson given the concept. What given the concept? How and why we are looking to the John Watson? Why John Watson is famous?
He gave behavioristic theory.
Okay. Yeah.
Shaping behavior.
Okay. There is one concept given by him. One concept is he is saying something. He was said that give
when
me
we are
one
giving,
yes.
when we are giving, he will prepare like that one concept is are told.
Yeah. Not J.B. Watson was saying that give me one child, on the born child, an infant child, I will prepare whatever I want and whatever you want. If you want to be a doctor, I can make the doctor to him. I can make to doctor to her. If you want to make a robber, so I can make the robber to him or her. So that concept given by the John B. Watson, J.B. Watson. Ivan Paulo, you all know. Ivan P. Paulo, you know.
Yes, classical
So,
conditioning theory.
Classical conditioning theory. Edward Thorndike, we know. Edward Thorndike is a contributor of the intelligence theory also.
Multiple factor theory.
Okay. And he was given the types.
3 laws of learning.
No. 3 laws of learning. He was given the 3 laws of learning. In the intelligence, he was given the 3 types of the intelligence.
Social, cultural,
Concrete, abstract, social.
Yes, 3. Then B.F. Skinner, we know. Reinforcement theory. B.F. Skinner given the reinforcement theory, SR theory.
Yes.
RS theory. Given the RS theory. Then John Locke. How how we are knowing to the John Locke? John Locke is given the tabula rasa. Tabula rasa, one concept given the tabula rasa. The tabula rasa means it's the child has a blank slate. Whatever we can write, we can write. Whatever we want to write, we can write. That's a child's brain is a tabula rasa. So that's a concept given by the John Locke. And these are the behaviorists. And they thinking about the environment, not to the genetics. These all theories, they are thinking about the environment. So it's a behaviorist theory. Then there is a Gestalt theory. In the Gestalt, there is a 4 persons: Kafka, Kurt Lewin, Wertheimer, and Kohler, where key proponent of the Gestalt. Gestalt means holistic. There's a holistic things, and with the holistic, they are thinking. That's a Gestalt theories. So Gestalt theories, they are thinking like first is a first whole tree, and on the base of whole tree, we can say this is a stem, there is a the leaf, there is a flower, there is a fruits. So later we can say, but first we should say the whole things, like a whole body, and later body we can say the parts. So the Gestalt theorist. So in the Gestalt theory, there are 4 persons: Kafka, Kurt Lewin, Wertheimer, and Kohler. So they are also thinking about that, and they prepared the insight learning theory. What theory? Insight learning theory. This approach emphasizes the important how to perceptual field and cognitive during the thinking process. So they provided the insight learning theory. Which theory? Insight learning theory. Insight learning. Insight means suddenly the questions or object came in your mind. Suddenly the thinking coming in your mind. So suddenly that something is coming suddenly. So that's a insight learning theory. Okay. Then there is a the theory given by the someone, that's SMS, PUS, US, and FOS. Who given?
Jean Piaget.
Very
Jean
good. Jean
Piaget.
Piaget. Then there is a Brunner. Brunner given the enactic mode, iconic mode, and symbolic mode. So this we have learned. So there is no any emphasis, there is no force. So that was this part. Behavior theory we know, but the main theories you should know. You should remember the name. Remember the name like John J.B. Watson, Ivan P. Paulo, Edward Lee Thorndike, B.F. Skinner, John Locke. These are the main behaviorist theories. And many times they are asking, if you know the name, so they will feel that the students they are having some information about the behaviorist theory. So in the Samagra, the Gestalt, in the Gestalt theories, there is a Kafka, Kurt Lewin, Wertheimer, and Kohler. They are the totalist theory. We can say the totalist theory, we can say the Gestalt theory, or we can say the holistic approach. So there's also these 2 points you should know. Okay, then later there is a basic mode of theory. So in the basic mode of theory is given by the H.S. Sullivan. He is also saying about the thinking. So they are he is suggesting a 3 point: pre-structural, extra-structural, and symbolic structural. So with the pre-structural, they are thinking something, and with the extra-structural, they are thinking, and with the symbolic structure, they are thinking. Then there's an information processing theory. Information processing something information, and you are processing the information, and then you are making the conclusion. So that's called a information processing theory. Like you have the many of the information, then you are processing your information, and after processing information, you are calculating. So that's an information processing theory. Okay. Then Freud. Everyone, and we know the Freud, Sigmund Freud. He given what given? He given the iceberg theory. He given the iceberg theory. 10% we are looking, it is in front of, and 90% in the bottom of the things. So that's the iceberg theory given by the Australian Sigmund Freud, and he was a psychoanalytical or psychosocial theory also he has given. Okay, so he given the 4 point. On the 4 point, organizational thinking structure, developmental stages, and 2 primary instinct given. So there. So what given in the organizational thinking? He is saying about the conscious, semi-conscious or subconscious, and unconscious. Yesterday we think. Yesterday we remember to the Sigmund Freud. So he given the 3 type of the mind, the conscious. He is saying about the conscious. We are whatever we are thinking, what alively we are thinking, that's a conscious thinking. And there is an unconscious in the sleeping, whatever thinking, it's in our sleeping mode, our brain is in the sleeping mode. That's unconscious. And between of the unconscious and conscious, there is something happening. That's called the subconscious. In the conscious and in the in the unconscious and in the conscious, in between of the things it is happening, that's called a subconscious. So conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, there is a three things given by the thinking process given by the Sigmund Freud. And he also giving the three things, another structure, that's id, ego, and superego. Id, ego, superego. Id means our whatever the present desire, that's called the id. And ego, we are thinking that's this should do and this should not do. The superego is saying no, without permission you should not do. Without permission you should not do. That's a superego. Superego is handling to your ego and id. Superego is handling to your id and your ego. So superego is a topmost ego. So there is a libido. Everyone has a libido. Every human natures, either it is a male, female, transgender, so there is a libido. Libido is like one desire. In that desire, the many things it is happening. And that was a Sigmund Freud. He was a most prominent thinker and most prominent, and he was saying about the he was saying about the sexual desires. So the Sigmund Freud, and that's many times he faced in the Indian, because in India we are not saying about openly about these all things. So that's he was faced many things. So libido, he was said about the libido. Libido is one type of the sexual desire. It's a saying about that. And it is not that openly everything. It is happening in the childhood also. It is happening in the adolescence also. It is happening in the adulthood also. It is happening in the old age. So he is given the stages. What are the stages? He given the 5 stages. Stages like oral stage, anal stage, phallic stage, latency stage, and genital stage. So 5 stages given. The development 5 stage. So given by the Sigmund Freud. In that, he given the 2 instinct. 2 instinct. What 2 instinct? What was the eros? First one was the eros. Eros is a born. In the born, whatever the capacity, he given only 2 capacity. In the born capacity, the inborn, it's a innate capacity. Innate capacity, that's a born and death. To born, he said eros, and to death, he said the thanatos. Thanatos and eros and thanatos. And thanatos is a death, and eros is a born, in the born. And later he given the word narcissism. Narcissism is to looking only yourself. So I am, whatever I am, I am. I am the good, I am the bad, I am this, I am that, I am that. Only I am. So if I am looking to myself, that's called a narcissism. Libido, I explained libido. Libido is a sexual things, and there is a Electra and Oedipus. Electra is happening in the girls, and Oedipus is happening in the child. The Electra, the girl is attracting to the boys, father, and Oedipus, boy is happening. The boy is looking to the mothers. So the Electra and Oedipus. So these all concept given by the Sigmund Freud. Any confusion in this slide? See, one slide I'm giving the too much information to you all. So that's keep the mind and revise. These all will be the smartness. These will, if you learn these all, so that will give the smartness to you. And these are the filter things. Many things I collected from the information from somewhere, and it is here. Yeah, any confusion? So we have the 2 minutes. In the 2 minutes, we should finish the thinking at least. Hello?
No, sir.
Yeah, no? Yeah.
No, sir. Sir, may I go to church?
Yes, please.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, it's a thinking finish. So again, making a revision. So in the thinking is a mental process. So in the thinking, there is a 3 definition: Ross, Valentine, and Garrett. And thinking characteristics is there. So in that, problem solving and difficulty, obstacles is coming. Then it's a process. There is a 5 process. and that there is a main three types: perceptual, imaginative, and conceptual. And then later there is a 7 types: logical thinking, reflective thinking, directive thinking, non-directive thinking, convergent thinking, divergent thinking, and critical thinking. Then how we are thinking with the help of the object, with the help of the image, with the help of the concept, with the help of symbol and